All right, welcome to the Nintendo Show, episode 47. I'm your co-host, Devin Moon, and with me, as always, making the magic happen behind the scenes, Trevor Payne!
What's up, dudes? Oh man, it's the Nintendo Show. We're coming in hot. We got things to talk about. It's not all Nintendo, though. Little surprise, little hint right there, you know what I'm saying? Oh boy.
Dude, it is a big day. It's a big mofo of news day. Miyamoto has come and given the greatness, which is Nintendo, and maybe more. No, just kidding. There is more. This week, we were going to go over our partner showcase that just blew our minds, or did much better than the other partner showcases by far. Then we got our personal reviews of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which is pretty exciting. And then the Nintendo show gets taken over by PlayStation and Xbox. That's going to happen along the way. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, because it is nothing without you, remember, listener, if you want to be part of it, just come on here on Twitch. Leave your comments, concerns. We will answer them. Also, go to our website at nintendoshow.com. That's where all the goodness happens, baby. It starts right here at 9 o'clock. Trev, are you ready to start the show with the mysterious world we like to call Mr. Miyamoto's Magical News?
Woohoo!
Baby, let's get into this big nasty boy. Number one, there's two items, by the way, for the Nintendo goodness. Number one, Nintendo finally gave us a reason to be interested in a partner showcase last week as Nintendo brought out some big guns. Trev, should we look into this direct? Should we look into
Oh, yes, we should.
Okay. Oh, dude. First off, COVID-19, you got to watch out for that.
I mean, I'll get you.
It will change your dates, give you that sickness.
No, like, it was cool to actually have, like, one of these partner things actually turn out to be something. Because, like, for the last couple of them were pretty much duds. Like, a lot of people are just wondering, like, why are you even putting these out, Nintendo? This is rough. But this Direct Mini, this partner showcase, was super cool. There was some neat stuff. And something very dear to my heart, the good old Monhuns, dude, the Monster Hunter.
The Monhuns is out in the wild, baby. Look at this little guy. Look at this nerdy name that I don't know because I don't play Monster Hunter. Trev, that nerdy name.
I don't know that one. I know Palico's the cat, and I think it's like a Dogaco for the dog.
We got a Dogaco here.
Yeah.
We got a big old blue Dogaco.
Oh, I can't remember. I don't know. I remember watching the stream. But, okay, so they started off with a bang. So, Monster Hunter Rise, Dev. Like, this...
Dude, yeah.
Looks so good.
It looks really cool. So the idea of Rise is basically verticality. That's what they're looking to. Hey, Breath of the Wild, here we are again.
No, for reals. Yeah.
Climbing up any mountain. You can climb them up with your wolf even, or your doggy, whatever animal you would like to ride. Just right up, there you go. That's pretty cool. And even the mission levels seem like it's just all about levels, verticality.
Right.
The fighting seems a lot more in the air. You have your little kind of like is it like they're hooking onto a
ferry? It's this little like bug fairy thing that goes out and then you can like attach to it to like fling yourself, almost like a Spider-Man almost, like, or a grappling hook. It's kind of neat. Yeah, it's so traditionally Monster Hunter, like at least the portable ones, like everything's sectioned off into zones. And this, they've even gone out and said like they're taking ideas from World, bringing kind of more of a modern Monster Hunter to this, but keeping some of the keeps Monster Hunter so awesome as some of that old school kind of weird Japanese gamey stuff. But there aren't going to be like sectioned off levels. It's all one open big area, a lot of climbing, a lot of, like you said, verticality. And it also seems like with that ferry whipping around, there's going to be a lot more movement to the combat, which seems pretty cool. So hopefully they take a lot of what they've learned in World, bring it over, and I don't know, just make it more approachable for a lot of people. Coming out on March 26th of next year. That's exciting news.
That's really exciting. Yeah, in a few, like, when's that, 4 months away, basically, maybe 5, we are going to see a new Monster Hunter game on the Switch, and specifically made for this console, it seems like. And I'm very interested in this one. I feel like the combat seems a little more exciting to me. I think the verticality reminds me of a Devil May Cry game. which is kind of my kind of fight. I love that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I love the Bayonetta, Devil May Cry kind of stuff. You still get that kind of slower movement of Monster Hunter, the Dark Souls kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, the very deliberate.
Yeah, the more deliberate stuff, but it seems a little speedier to me. Like it's not so much like rolling as much as it is like jumping and moving around the enemy. So I'm interested in this Monster Hunter with the combat, especially because I'm really actually turned off by the slower combat games.
You just don't get it, Dev. You just don't get it.
I know. I just don't get it. I get it. I understand. People love it. People love the Dark Souls. They love the deliberate feel. But for me, I love that splashy, splashy action. It doesn't have to overdo it. I don't.
Yeah, you like combat without any consequences. I see.
Oh no. There's consequences. You're good, Trev. Bayonetta? Are you
okay? Gotcha. Gotcha. I know. I'm just kidding. I know, for real. So it's tough. Oh, dude, there's something about like committing to a move and like lining things up so perfectly. It's so satisfying when you make that hit. No, I know, dude. Like, it is so good. But the thing is, Dev, you got to remember, like, that is one weapon. There are so many different types that you can find something that's a little faster pace, which is really cool. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think there is going to be, it'll be a little bit snappier. I was worried when I first saw this trailer, so I was like, please bring a Monster Hunter game specifically to Switch. I need this in my life. And I saw Rise, and I was like, oh no, is this like a offshoot, like a side thing, like a side, like, yeah. And I was like, oh, is this a single player kind of, like, that's initially what it was starting to look like. But no, this is like the next full installment of Monster Hunter. So they are bringing all the Monster Hunter goodness. They are, pair up with your buddies, go out there, slay some monsters, turn them into armor, into weapons, and fight bigger monsters. So we watched this. I say we as in me and my kids, and then my friends. So we've all watched this, and now we started picking up Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate again and playing through it again. Oh, nice. Yeah, so we've been diving back into it, and we forgot just how cool it is, and we've been just having a blast getting ready for this game. So.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Pen Pal asked, while we're speaking about this game, are you happy with visuals of this Monster Hunter game? Are you happy with the way it looks on this Switch? This is our first time seeing a Switch exclusive one. The one Generations was a port of the 3DS. Do you like the look of this? Do you think this is a decent look?
Well, obviously it's not Monster Hunter World. But it looks really good and I hate saying this, but it looks good for a Switch game. Exactly. I think they did what they could to make it pop as much as they can. But I have some theories, Devin. I have some theories that this game. So first of all, like, it looks pretty good with what they're showing. I think that next year we're getting an upgraded version of the Switch, and we're going to be able to get it at a higher resolution. We're going to be able to get it with faster frame rates, because they said locked at 30, and I was like, I wish it was 60. Yeah. I think we're going to see a next iteration of the Switch that will be like, and you can play this game and all these new games at a higher frame rate. But you look at the gameplay right now that we're watching, if you're watching live with us, it looks really good. It looks pretty good for running on the Switch. I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, I think it's mostly, I really enjoy it. I think the environment, the monsters look amazing. I think the environments are a little lacking, but it's not like it's not like hurting me in any way. I think it's a clean enough. I actually think it's pretty decent looking. Definitely an upgrade over the 3DS, which is fine with me. I'm like, this, as long as it's an upgrade and not a cash grab. This looks like a legitimate game.
They put work into this.
Yep. Yeah, they put work into it. Well, that's exciting to me.
And I have a hard time. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Lately, it just seems like a lot of people. Well, on the Switch, there's not a lot of work being put in some games.
Sure,
just doing the bare minimum. As far as visuals, Mario being one of them.
Yeah, so, from the actual Nintendo that makes this thing.
Yeah, from Nintendo.
Yeah.
But overall, dude, this is exciting, and I know I don't want to like ruin people's love, but like, I think Monster Hunter is going to be watered down a little bit more and more as it's trying to gain popularity.
Sure.
Especially after World, because World was such a huge hit. I believe this will probably dilute a little bit, but probably not crazy bucket.
I don't think so. I think this is actually going a little bit more to old school Monster Hunter. Yeah, I think it's leaning even a little bit more that direction is going to be my guess, because they like Capcom has specifically said this game is going to have kind of this mix between world and our traditional Monster Hunter game. So I think that they're going to bring over some very helpful features that just make the game more fun and easy to play. But I don't think that they're going to dumb it down at all. I think this is going to be the real deal, which I'm quite stoked about. The other thing is you're right, it's not just a port. I'm excited that it's not just a port, even though the port work that they did from the 3DS to what's on Switch is actually pretty good. It looks good for what it is, but this is designed for this console. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see it in its full glory early next year, Dev.
Yep, dude. Nice to see new games coming to the Switch.
Yeah,
it's been a port heavy year. I'm very excited to see that.
Exactly.
Then we got Monster Hunter Stories 2. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
If you didn't think Monster Hunter was good enough, here's some more Monster Hunter for you. Double the Monster Hunter.
Year of the Monster Hunter. We had Year of Luigi, a while back. Now it's a Year of the Monster Hunter.
Monsters have come out. This is Monster Hunter Stories. This is a more RPG game, if I'm correct. And I believe I like the visual aesthetic here.
Yeah,
it
looks
more cartoony.
Yeah, it's definitely more anime, artistic kind of style. Did you ever play the one on 3DS? Just long shot there, but
yeah, not the stories. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know stories existed.
Oh, it was so good.
Me into this world, baby. Take me into stories.
Dude, I loved it. It was straight up like Pokemon, but in Monster Hunter, dude. Like, you basically, like, in Monster Hunter, you're always like killing the monsters and turning them into stuff. There's this specific village where they we don't kill the monsters, we befriend them, and they have like partner monsters, and so you raise one from hatching it, you go out, you end up fighting and trying to protect others and whatnot, but then you can actually capture some of them and have them fight for you. It's kind of turn-based style. I really enjoyed it. It was a great game. It's even on iOS and Android as well. Okay. And the port work on that is actually really good. I was impressed. It told a really cool, cute story, about a kid. And I mean, like, there's moments that got kind of dark as well. But this looks really good. I mean, the 3DS, unfortunately, everything looks so awful, and so to see something like this where it's just a little bit more like pretty graphically, I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, I very much like this art style, and again, it just works with the Switch. These cartoony clean Japanese aesthetics, they just work with the Switch. It makes it seem like it can live in an era against PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X.
Absolutely.
So really excited about this. Also coming in 2021. So 2021's looking pretty good for Monster Hunter fans.
Yes.
We know Zelda's coming on during this time. It's going to be an interesting.
It should be a good year. I agree. Yeah. Like, there should be some cool stuff, and I'm kind of shocked to see both of these games coming out within such close time of each other. Like, my guess is this is probably going to be more of like a August-September game, Monster Hunter Stories, so there should be a pretty good gap there. I wish one of these was a little sooner, but I guess we're just going to have to wait until the Year of the Monster to enjoy some Monster Hunter.
Yeah, man. Trev, let's get into the end of this direct just to give a little taste. We got just going to one of the bigger ones. This is a huge one, a big deal. We got Ori and the Will of the Wisps as the big surprise at the very end of the direct. Had been flashbacks, dude. Just like, was it this year or last year, late-ish?
Early this year, I believe.
Yeah, early this year. We saw Ori and the Blind Forest. This is the sequel. Xbox.
Oh no! Last year we got the first one on Switch, but this game came out on Xbox and PC earlier this year.
Earlier this year, which is cool that it came so quickly. I mean, not super quick, but at least within the year. I thought this game was going to come. I just didn't know it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Dude. If you guys haven't played this, a solid game. I mean, if you own an Xbox, I don't know. If you're willing to double dip, if you love it that much, go out and get it, for the portable factor. But if you've never played an Ori game, these are amazing platformer, super tight.
Oh yeah.
Visuals are outstanding. Story's emotional. Very
Story
well
just
told.
touching, man. Like they
Dude.
do a good job with just the atmosphere, like really pulling you into that world. And it's super great platforming. There's some intense parts that are like crazy frustrating, but also like frustratingly cool, which is exciting. I played through this on PC. I loved it. It was incredible. I don't think I'm gonna double dip into the Switch as much as I want to support them. I'm like I don't want to give them double the money, but definitely cool that it's coming for those people that haven't had a chance to play and, you know, get their Ori on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cool on Microsoft for bringing it over, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're a super collector, you got both games, a nice box that opens up like a hatched egg. It's so cute. Just a nice, dark, kind of glowing theme look to it. I think it's a really pretty box. Probably already sold out. So there's that.
Odds are, yeah.
Odds are.
Oh, man.
So that's pretty exciting news. Go check that out. Ori is easily a 9. One of the best Xbox games.
Totally.
Xbox One games, for sure. So that's pretty cool. Then after that, there's a lot of cool indies that we got.
Yeah, there was
there were surprise drops. We got Hades, which was pretty exciting.
Dude, Hades, yes, that game is so good.
Have you played it? You've played Hades,
yeah? So I was playing it. I haven't played the final release. I was playing it in the early access stage or whatever on Epic Game Store or whatever, and it was super cool. Like I'm excited to actually get into it and enjoy the full game, like not waiting around anymore for the whole thing to be finished. It's cool that it's coming. I'm trying to find it here on the direct. And
it kind of was a tiny little guy, but anyways, it's
I don't know. It's cool looking. There we are.
Cool. There it is. Yeah, so it's very much like the other Super Giant. Yeah, am I right?
Yep.
Super Giant games. The guys
like
that make
Bastion, Transistor
has that same kind of look. As far as the third-person kind of top side-down action game, the action seems a little more intense. Maybe it seems like they've done better than those two games to me, Bastion and the others. I'm not sure if that's true, but it seems like the action's pretty addicting to me and interesting. Yeah, man, I'm actually really gonna check this out. It's like a 9 right now.
Yeah, people are giving it great scores. Like it's awesome. Yeah. A couple of the reviewers, like one thing with roguelikes, you know, like they're frustrating, but they're fun. Like there's these, I think it's the interstitial stuff that makes a roguelike enjoyable. Like the gameplay is incredible, but then when you die and you have to start back over, that's the moment for me that you either kill it or you pull me in. And with this game, it really does pull me in because I'm like, cool, that's fine. I get to enjoy more of this awesome story, like these weird dialogue sequences. I get to, like, I collected a bunch of stuff throughout that run that now I'm going to do some neat stuff on my next run. So I think it, you know, with those roguelikes, if they do it right, like that is super enjoyable. So, and I really think that this game nailed it. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's my thing with roguelikes too. I think a lot of them mess up the reason for me to come back. You know, I think Hades has a good reason for you to come back. One, it's the story. That's where you get all your stories when you come back after you die.
Yep.
And I like that there's tons of gods, and apparently this story is actually pretty good. The arc and everything is like 40 hours, really excellently written.
Nice.
Apparently people really are digging it, and I honestly, you also keep a little bit of the things you earned in some ways. You know, you are progressing lightly a little bit at a time, and for me, that's important for my roguelikes. I understand that may not be the point of them in a lot of ways, but for me, I like to feel like I'm progressing in some way.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that makes sense.
Some award for this, you know, and so getting the story a little bit of an upgrade every time. Check this out. This seems like it will be a solid buy, and it is out right now, just like Ori is out right now, which is crazy.
Boom.
Awesome.
Some pretty good drops. That was great.
Yeah, but one other one that's out right now, The Long Dark. It's a survival first person game. Seems like it's also pretty interesting. It's been out on Steam for a long time. If you're into survival games, check it out. I like the aesthetic. It's really interesting. Again, kind of cartoony, but more artistic in a way. So that would be really cool to check out. A couple others, man. We got Empire of the Sun. We heard about this one a long time ago on another indie showcase. It was I don't know. I mean, it's Mafia. It's third-person shooter. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for with it. But
Right.
It looks fine. Let's see, Trev. Do you know anything about Disgaea
Yes.
5? Okay.
This guy. Disgaea.
Disgaea.
I know this Disgaea. Disgaea. Yep. It's a turn-based tactical kind of game. I think Final Fantasy Tactics type stuff. I played the 5th one on, I think it was when the Switch launched. I imported it from Japan or something. I can't remember. It was something real stupid. I enjoy it. It was fun. It's a little long, and then also they're called prinnies. The little like penguin people are super annoying. I can't handle them. Like they always say "dude" all the time, and it's just like, I don't know. Some of the dialogue gets me a little bit, but I know that some people really enjoy those Disgaea games for sure.
They're a big fan, and I think Disgaea 5 is coming exclusively to the Switch or something. I know it's something with the Switch.
Five is already. I think this is this. Oh yeah, this is 5 complete. Oh freak, Dev, are we losing our minds? I don't know. Don't fact check us.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know.
It's Disgaea 20.
It's the 21. That's a good one. It's Switch Plus exclusive.
Yep.
Switch Series X exclusive. Disgaea 5. Then you got Sniper Elite 4, another Sniper Elite game. This is the 4th one. We've gone through 3. You like to snipe some dudes in the groin? Hey, go for it.
Do you want slow motion bullets? Yes.
Yeah. This is Mortal Kombat if you were a sniper. Get those in the body shots, getting the X-ray vision. These games are fine. They're fun. They're fun enough.
They're kind of like, for me, they feel kind of more like a B tier.
Yeah,
kind of game. Like I wouldn't say it's like incredible, but like there's moments that I'm like, oh, that was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. That was cool.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you got Dune Factory 5, another Rune Factory game. More of your
here's the
cine
long
action.
dark.
Yeah, there's the long dark.
We got golf, dude.
Golf.
You guys in for some golf?
Never forget. Actually, the only golf that should be on Nintendo.
Mario?
Is Mario Golf.
Yes, agreed. What is this?
What is this Square Enix Wonderland thing? This
thing was strange, bro. Like, I didn't know what to think about it. It looks kind of creepy in a way. Like, it looks like one of my worst nightmares. I guess if this is my worst nightmare, I'm doing all right. But
it looks like a bad platformer.
Yeah.
It looked like she has like a sheep outfit. Like it's trying to be Mario, but really bad.
It looks dumb.
Really bad.
I'll be honest. It looks stupid.
It looks really bad. I was excited because I was like, "Oh, Square Enix!"
Right? You see Square, but you're like, "Oh yeah, Square does make bad games."
That's right. They make other games than Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, and stuff. So isn't it all overall? It was a pretty good partner direct. I think mostly it was saved by, Monster Hunter was the big deal, but I think Ori also helped in there too. But Monster Hunter Rise, then we got Monster Hunter Stories. They even showed the direct afterwards, kind of explaining it a little bit better. Although I wish they showed more gameplay. They kind of just re-showed the same trailers again, which was kind of weird. They did show a little bit new stuff, but not as much as I think they could have.
Right.
But overall, if we had partner showcases like this more often, I think I'd be down, and I think a lot of other people would be down. So my thing, if you're going to do the partner showcases, just make sure they're filled enough that it's not like wasting our time. 8 minutes of games that I'm like,
which is like, I mean, like it's 8 minutes, it's 10 minutes, whatever. But this was a good one. I'm happy. Keep them coming, Nintendo. We begged for news. They gave it to us this week. This was a good one. I was happy.
Way, Trev, last week I talked about Zelda. We got Hyrule. You got the Hyrule Warriors. What is it? Age of Calamity.
Oh yeah, dude. We didn't even talk. Or I didn't talk about that. You did.
What is your thoughts on that crap, dude?
I am excited. So I hate the Dynasty Warrior games. I can't get into them. But for some reason, this game looks so cool artistically, and like it shows like a story like happening before the like calamity or whatever. It looks cool. I'm like, I need to experience this. So I actually went out, picked up Hyrule Warriors, whatever the Switch edition, and I've been playing through that and am surprisingly having an enjoyable time. Like even though at its core, it's the same thing. It just like Zelda skin slapped on top of it with a few extras. But I am having a lot of fun with it, and so I mean, maybe I'm just again, we're suckers for Zelda stuff,
Zelda guys.
But this one actually looks like there's going to be some cool story, some stuff happening that I want to know about, especially maybe leading into the next Zelda game. So,
yeah, there's something about this that I'm just super excited about.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Like, I think it might be just the story factor, but the art style looks so much better than that other Zelda one that they made. It just seems like it was made by Nintendo rather than made by a company that was like, we love Zelda.
Yeah.
This random thing that we threw on let's throw it all on here. Let's just toss it all on.
It did seem like maybe like it's like, hey, this is the look we're going for in the game, Breath of the Wild style stuff. Like match it, or here are the assets. You do something with it. I don't know. It's cool. I'm surprisingly excited. You were right, Devin. You called it, man. You're like, there's gonna be another drop, and I was like, nah. This is it. That's all we're getting is this dumb Mario collection, and you called it, dude. That was cool. I'm excited. I am excited about that game.
Yeah, so down for it. So excited. Speaking of an exciting game, a fun game. Let's get into a review of Super Mario 3D All Stars. This came out last week, just really recently, actually a couple of days ago. We sat down with it. Let's chat about it. Let's review this thing. How do you feel about this collection, Trev? Are you enjoying the game so far? How far are you in? Give me the deets, man. What are your feelings on right now?
I don't know. I've dabbled in each game because I'm like, of course, I'm going to like touch each one of them. I have to. Like, this is, I gotta. But the thing is, Devin, I found myself like dipping in for a few minutes and then be like, I'm good.
Oh, that's
it, man. Like I don't know. Like I guess this is what it is in my mind. It's like it's an old game. There's games that I'm wanting to experience right now that I'm playing through, and I'm like, I'll get to this when I get to it. I think that's kind of how I feel. Is like, I will play these games, especially Sunshine, since I never really got a chance to really deep dive into it. So I will be back. I will play in it, but I don't know. Dude, maybe I'm being kind of a grumpy grumps. I feel a little grumpy grumps because I'm just like, I wish that there was more to it. And I think that's what I'm disappointed about, is I just wish there was more to it. And even just the fanfare on the startup screen. Like, I felt like they have a really cool idea of like, okay, here's the timeline, but there's like only 6 items on there, the 3 games and the 3 soundtracks. Like, they could have done so much more, Devin. They could have done like art. They could have done like concept art. They could have done like so much more to celebrate. Like, I think this package makes me so frustrated with Nintendo. I'm like, this would never happen with the Zelda game. I'll tell you that. I feel like Nintendo loves Zelda and goes above and beyond to like celebrate it. And I feel like they just whore Mario out, dude. Like I don't feel like they treat him with enough respect, dude. Like, they're just like, he's our man. We got him locked up in the dungeon, and we got to bring him out again so he can make us some money. I feel bad for him, to be honest. I don't think he's getting the respect that he deserves here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I felt like that was really sad. But anyways, I am excited. I am excited to get to these games. It is a great collection. They are great games. I guess I'm disappointed with the overall package. It could have been more.
So for you, it's a 5.
Well, it's hard to like rate a game because these are incredible games. So I'm like, you can't just like we can't really give it a score based off of the games. Like, I really liked how IGN did it. It was like, hey, this is just a look at it. Because like, these are some of the most beloved games. How do you put a score on them? But then also, I think it's like more put a score on maybe like the overall package of like, hey, did they actually do any work to this? And not really. This was a pretty lazy release, I'll be honest.
Well, and there's something weird about this release to me, because you're right. Maybe Mario is hoard out more often. But All Stars, the original, wasn't hoard out. They gave Mario.
No, they gave. Well, dude, that was back when Mario was in his rookie year, dude. Like, we had his rookie card.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm like, you're right though on the others. But he's not really remastered that much, right? I cannot think of many times that he's remastered. I guess, not really. I mean, we got the Wii U ports, but other than that, Zelda has been remastered twice.
And it's with like such
3 times. Yeah.
Like, there's these, I don't know, they released the one game, and like, for instance, with the one we love, oh my gosh, the Wind Waker. They did such a cool job with that port, and it looked amazing. I felt like work went into it to kind of make it look a little bit better. I mean, also that game just looks great as it is, so it's kind of hard to say. Yeah. But like, there's so many other collections that have done it better. In our Twitch chat, Ghostbird says Mega Man Collection did it better. I agree. Yeah. The Mega Man collections are so fun. I sit there going through the music, looking through the art stuff, the concept art, the creation of all these bosses and characters and stuff like that. It's one of those things that I think that they could have just done more. This seems lazy. And the fact that they left out Galaxy 2, which I like better than Galaxy 1.
Galaxy 1, which I agree. I do like that better than Galaxy 1. I think the reason was because of Yoshi. But the weird thing about this package, it makes me think that they have been emulating 64 games and trying to get it on the Switch, and they were trying to emulate GameCube games and Wii games. And they were doing this for the future Nintendo eShop. And they thought, okay, we don't have anything coming this year. Why don't we celebrate Mario's birthday with these things that we already are in progress doing?
Yeah.
Why don't we give this Mario 64 collection that's not totally changed up? We don't even give it the 16.9 treatment. Let's just send the stuff that we're already working on for our own future good for online, Nintendo Online. And that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like they collected these 3 games, and now this is like the footprint or like what will come. Like, it's showing us what is going to come. It's not going to be collections like this, but this is going to be games that we will
just like games that we can
just on Twitch online.
Sure.
And maybe they'll be buying it, but I doubt it. It'll probably be similar packages, and these will be one of them.
Dude, how sad would it be if they're like, hey, this limited thing up until March or whatever it is, you can pay us money for it, and then we're taking it away, but then we're going to bring it back as a part of your subscription. I would have been so pissed. Like, wait a minute, time out.
Yeah.
They probably will.
Especially if 64 is this coming year, GameCube is 2 years from now, Wii is 3 years or whatever, or 2.5 years. I feel 3 years out. That's a long wait. That's like 6 years into their generation. But for me, I'm like, if they're doing that, then you're not playing Galaxy until 3 years from now. Sunshine, people will forget. People won't care. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm gonna buy this or do this again for online. But it's weird. To me, Trev, I understand all that. I get all of it, but I don't play. I haven't played 64 like probably you have, or I definitely haven't. I probably played more Sunshine than you, but probably not by much. But I know a lot of people played 64 to death. I haven't. I don't even know if I beat 64 all the way. I know I've gotten 70, 60 stars in, but I don't think I've gotten to the 120. I don't think I've never done that on Sunshine. I don't think I did on Galaxy. I got far on Galaxy though.
Cool.
So for me, going to these games, it's really cool. I really enjoy seeing 64 again. And there's something nostalgic about even
it's a great game, yeah.
Yeah, and I think visually, it's fine. Like, I don't need giant upgrades or anything. I'm totally fine with the way it is. I don't know. It doesn't bug me so much. I thought the 4.3 would bug me. I thought the 6. Yeah, I think it would bug me, but some reason about it, I just think the game is too good. Like, the game itself.
The game is great. You're right.
And so when I play Mario 64, I'm like, there's a reason why this game is one of the best.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter about the 4.3 or what it used to look like, because even now it's a classic. And even Sunshine is surprising me. Although I must say, the levels without the water pack are intensely difficult. Way too difficult.
Really?
Some of them are cheap. Like, I honestly am pressing. There's like these swirly star platforms. I'm pressing jump on them, and it just doesn't the jump button doesn't register, and I'm falling over and over and over again. I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh, jeez.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I think that I'm glad that they're here. They're great games. Like I said, I think the games are fun to go back to. I have recently played through Mario 64 with my wife. And so, I am like, so when I play that game, I'm like, hey, this is nothing different than what I played on my phone the other day or on my tablet or my, whatever it is that I'm playing it on. Ooh, I'm glitching out on this video. I look real weird. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm glad they're here, though. I'm glad they're here. I'm excited to dive in eventually and really dig in and enjoy it.
Yeah, for me, it's a collection of 3 amazing games. Sunshine is probably a good game, but the rest are great. Galaxy's great. 64 is amazing. I think all these games on their own hold up. I don't honestly think it matters to me how much bells and whistles are on these games, so much as that I get to play them.
Yeah, they're available to you. And
yeah, just because I am so far out, like 64 is so far out in my memory now, and Sunshine's way out of it. And even Galaxy's 10 years away. And I haven't played it since then. And so for me, going back home is not the same. So for maybe it depends on you. Like, have you played 64 recently? Then you're not going to like this. It's not going to change your mind.
Yeah, because it's the same game. Yeah.
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 And so it's not going to change your mind if you own these games. But for me, I think it's fine. And even surprisingly, Trev, the Galaxy grabbing the stars with your touchpad, that actually works.
Was that pretty good? Not too bad?
Yeah, it's not horrible
Good.
because you're doing
Good.
like light swipes and stuff. So overall, for me, I think it's a 9. I understand that the collection is not solid in any way, but I think for a person that hasn't played these Mario games for a long time,
it's exciting.
You can't say that these are bad games,
right?
And so I'm okay. Like, there's no other place that I'm going over in a car and playing Mario 64 and all these Mario games, and that run well and look good, and look.
Yeah.
Sunshine surprisingly looks really nice. I like the painterly look. It's clean. Even Galaxy, I think even 64 has its nice look. And so I think its clarity really helps a little bit
cool.
to push it through. So for me, it's a 9. Trev, it's probably like what?
I think I agree with you, but I think for me personally, as far as just grading on a collection, like when you say like all stars or collection or something like that, do something with it and make it special. And so I would say like a 6.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like
the games are great though, so I mean, like that's where I'm torn because they're incredible games. So
yeah, so for me, it's about the game, but I understand everyone's complaints, especially if you're a big Mario guy, have all this before. Maybe you're not into it. Maybe you shouldn't do it, Maybe
yeah, honestly, like I kind of regret that purchase, to be honest. Like when we got that question about buyers or the regret of like what Switch game do we regret buying the most, and for me it's this one to be like it seems so weird. I'm like
1, 2, 3 Switch, sir.
At least that was something new.
Not like 20 minutes of a game. Bro.
I know, it was awful. It was awful. The cool thing is I have it and I will get to these games and enjoy them again. So
yep. Okay. I dig it. It's a mixed bag. Go out there at your own time.
I feel like I was so grumpy, Dev. Help me. Help me.
Let's clear the air here. Hold on a sec. I got some
Whoa.
I got a paper here, Trev.
Okay. What's that paper say?
Trev, I got some bad news.
Oh no.
While we were ending this last segment, meme mode was over. They handed me this. It seems that some Xbox and PlayStation fanatics have hijacked the show, Trev. And yes. They have informed me that we are no longer the Nintendo show. It seems that we are now the PlayStation and Xbox show. Everyone, cue the lights. Get the green lights on here. Change it out.
Devin, you're supposed to let me know about this. I didn't know we're doing lights.
Yeah,
my bad, dude.
I didn't know there was. Listen, it's me too. Respect. So with that, let's start the PlayStation and Xbox show.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Welcome to episode 2 of the PlayStation and Xbox show. I'm your co-host, Devin, and with me, as always, making the magic happen behind the scenes and against his will, Trevor Payne. Hey!
Hey! I am caged up doing this.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man, I'm excited, though. Devin talking about some of the next-gen action that's coming our way, and it's coming in hot, Devin.
Coming in hot. This week, we are forced at gunpoint to praise Sony and Microsoft until we are blue in the face. Trev, are you ready? And what they call the Shuhei and Phil's Happy Fun Time News.
Yes, I am. That sounds awesome.
Let's get going.
The shoe fill. It's a shoe filled event.
This is the shoe fill hit. There are 2 items this week. Number one, let's go into the PS5. Showed up, Trev. It showed up big last week, September 15th, with the beast of an event. Let's get into the details, shall we? Let's talk about the
great.
PS5 event of
Yes.
September. Wow. We start off, Trev. Blackness, Sony's weird logos. We see several triangles and X's for 7 hours. And then this bad boy comes out. Final Fantasy 16.
Yes!
Dude, as a console exclusive?
Yeah, that's a big get. It's console exclusive, but it's very small. It says also coming to PC. So that's basically what this is like. Hey, we're sticking it to Microsoft, or if even Nintendo if they want to. But Final Fantasies don't come to that anymore, really. Which is crazy because it was a big deal that Final Fantasy 15 was coming to Xbox, and that all these Final Fantasy games were getting ported. And so it was kind of shocking to be like, wait a minute, so this is only PlayStation? It's fine, whatever, that's great. This is a big get. This game looks cool, Devin. You know me, I love Final Fantasy with a passion. It is my jam. This game goes back to what I love about Final Fantasy, Devin. The more medieval, the more fantasy side of things. Because when things started to shift, like in 7, I disconnected a little bit because I'm like, this is not my style. This right here with, you got your dragoons, you got your mages, you got magic, you got swords. Oh my gosh, there's freaking chocobos that don't look like they're weird robot creatures. It looks awesome. I am so excited about this game. I am just shocked, to be honest, that it is a PS5 exclusive on console. I think that's awesome. It's crazy. Personally, I don't think it's awesome. I want it to be on everything. It's a big get for Sony.
It's a huge get. It's a huge get. And I almost wonder if it's like timed that's why it's so confusing to me, because I'm like, is it timed like a super year or something? Because it doesn't make sense, Trev. Final Fantasy 7 is coming, all the remake one, all the Final Fantasy games came to the Xbox.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All of 15 was there.
I'm shocked, to be honest. So maybe there is something to it. Like maybe there is like a timed exclusive. But the thing is that usually when there is some kind of time exclusivity, they say that. They say timed exclusive, and they don't say console exclusive. Like that was, I think when they say that, that's definitive. Like Sony went to Square and was like, okay, how much? How much do we need to give you, to make this ours? And dude, it's COVID time, man. They need some money right now, so I'm sure that they're like, hey, this is what we need. Make it happen. So that was a big deal. I like the way this game looks. It looks beautiful. Cool. And it's fast paced. Like whatever's going on, I don't know necessarily how the combat's gonna work, but oh boy, this got my motor revving, Dev.
Yeah,
get your motor burning.
I love it. I think again, Trev, look at the action here. It seems a little Devil May Cry, doesn't it?
It does,
This doesn't look like Final Fantasy. This, again, is a game where it's about airborne combat, speedy combat again. It's very interesting. I know 15 was kind of headed that way, but it doesn't. This, it genuinely feels like Devil May Cry.
It does. It looks cool.
If you showed me that combat and you didn't put any Final Fantasy attributes in there, I would think this is a Devil May Cry game.
And I think also, too, Dev, so, have you dabbled into the remake of 7 at all?
No, my dad has my PlayStation.
Okay. That's right.
But
it's great. It's awesome.
It's great.
And it looks almost like this in a way, but it's not necessarily combo driven and stuff like that. It is still you're managing a party, you're pressing certain buttons and things like that. But it's definitely interesting. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. I love that kind of combat. I'm down for this kind of combat. I love Final Fantasy kind of stories and its weirdness. I've never actually played one that wasn't in this kind of futuristic thing. I've played the 13s, I've played the 7s and other things like that. I've skipped all the ancient stuff. So I'm excited to kind of go into this kind of more fantasy look. Dude, it looks amazing. It looks so good. The graphics worry me a little bit because it doesn't look like a PS5 game. It looks like a PS4 game being ported to a PS5 game.
Yeah.
In fact, isn't after this they say every game after this is a PS5 game, right?
So this says it was emulated. It's emulating a PS5 game. So it's on PC emulating what it would look on a PS5. So that's I think, and then after this they're like, hey, everything else is on an actual PS5 captured.
Because a Final Fantasy VII I think looks better than this a little bit.
Yeah, there's moments.
There's moments that I think the visual, like the faces, look better, and I do think, like, I'm not Final Fantasy VII is probably a smaller game, so maybe that's what's going on here, is that the environments are not as big in Final Fantasy VII, but I do think Final Fantasy VII looks a little bit better to me, and I don't know what it is. So, because we got bad news with this conference, Trev, a little shakiness.
Some interesting stuff. Yes,
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, dude.
Also is going to be a PS4 game.
That was some weird news. And they didn't even mention that in the stream though. This was like all after that they bring it up.
As well as Horizon Zero Dawn 2,
yes,
the game that looked incredible, is also on a PlayStation 4. Weird.
Yeah, Sony not sticking to their guns, man. Yeah, they're like, hey, we believe in generations. We believe that you can't make these amazing games if you have to account for last gen. And then all of a sudden, these games are also coming out on the PS4. And it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you put them out on the PS4 as well? You have like over 100,000, 120 whatever thousand million consoles. You might as well. But the thing is like, I think that just shows how little they believe in what they're doing, that they're like, that they can't commit to it. They can't commit and be like, no, if you want the new thing, you buy it. But I don't know. So I just felt like that was a little weak on Sony to kind of take a step back that way. That being said, this game looks amazing, though.
This game looks good. Yeah,
yes.
Miles Morales looks amazing, and it still looks visually awesome. It looks better than Halo. I thought this would be an issue, that it wouldn't be as good looking as we'd want it to be, but I think it's pretty good looking. It's not to say though it's like blowing my mind. I do think I've seen similar things from I don't know, Uncharted games. I would even Spider-Man itself.
Sure.
But I do think it's still stunning. Like, this bridge scene is crazy.
It's just crazy. And like so many, I think, like just particles everywhere, man. Like just so much stuff going on around screen that I think maybe they're able to pull off on the PS5 version.
Yeah.
It does look great, and also, Devin, like once, like with the ray tracing turned on and like all the lighting effects, I think that's where you're going to see the big difference, going from PS4 to PS5, because the PS4 will not have ray tracing, and that ray tracing surprisingly makes a big difference. Like when I put it on games on my PC, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty dope. So, it's cool. I'm so excited about this game. It looks so fun. Honestly, I think it looks more fun than the original Spider-Man. Something about like a young, new Spider-Man, not one that's all experienced. I don't know. There's something about it that just like I think is cool and exciting.
Yeah, and dude, I love the combat. It looks like they've improved it quite a bit.
Totally.
I love the new like power-ups he has over Spider-Man. Like, the electricity is blowing all over the place. The combat just seems a lot more fluid, and it's like they cleaned it up a bit. Spider-Man's combat was okay. I just feel like it needed to be tweaked a little bit, and it looks like they've done a great job here. So,
totally.
Dude, this game looks amazing. It's going to be their day one. It's pretty cool, man. if you're a Spider-Man fan, that's a big deal. Again, it's not proving to me that I need a PS5.
No. Like it is not selling me on the reason, especially when these big games are still coming to PS4. I'm like, maybe I'm good. I'll hold off for a bit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit because it's tough to acquire. So,
yep. Then we got Hogwarts Legends. Where the frick?
Yeah, dude.
What the frick?
Did you hear about these rumors? Like forever.
I did. But why is it here?
I don't know. I don't know.
This was something I thought was going to be at a WB conference, something like that. But here it is, and it looks cool, dude.
It looks really good.
Listen, I'm a Harry Potter fan.
You're a Harry boy?
For me,
I think is what they call him.
I'm one of the Harryites. I love it. I just want to be a wizard. I'm down for this. I love that freaking place. So as long as it's more Harry Potter than it is Fantastic Beasts, I'm thinking I'm
with you
for this. So yeah, man, this and it looks pretty good. Again, I haven't seen the next gen thing that I'm looking for, but this is still really nice looking. There's some moments where it's like open world and they're on the hippogriff or whatever flying around.
Sure.
That looks really cool. Uh, yeah, man, it's Harry Potter RPG, but like for grown-ups. It's not your Lego crap or whatever.
Yeah.
Some
Seems
secondhand made
intense.
garbage.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and one thing with this though is, so they say, did they say it's an RPG? Did they actually say that it is?
They actually have. I know a lot of people have referred to it
As
that.
an RPG. So I mean, like, we'll have to see, but like the thing is I still don't know what I'm doing in this game. Like, I have an idea. Like, yeah, I'm like, that looks really cool. I want to see like what is it actually like? Am I going to classes? Am I like, is there a lot of like dialogue stuff, or is it very action driven, or is this going to turn into like when they say go out and explore the world outside of Hogwarts? Is this like a Destiny like? Is this going to be like you pair up with your homies and it's now a live service game? Like, we just don't know, and so I want to know more about this.
Trev, I got a girl's taste in my mouth.
Right? No, dude, this is straight up Anthem. This is going to be Anthem 2. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm actually very excited about this game because I also enjoy me some HP. You know what I mean?
Oh, shiz, you're right. It is one of those.
It's going to. Everybody's going to have their own wizard that you go through class or whatever, and then you guys pair up and go out and do missions and fight beasts. And then you got to get your legendary drops. Take them back to the Crucible. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is that. It's going to be that. And it's going to be like, if you're pranking teachers, I could see that being fun.
Totally.
A little sandboxing, pranking, a little bully action. But right now, that's depressing me big time. But it is a big deal. That is 3 huge hitters, Trip. That is 3 giant games.
Right there. Boom.
I didn't think that when I saw this coming, I thought, okay, they're just going to show me things what I've known before. But right out the gate, they hit you with a new FF16, Hogwarts Legend, which is new, Spider-Man Miles Morales. We finally get to see it. That is a huge start. That's like, hold my freaking lunch, Xbox. You ready? You ready for this? Then we got Call of Duty right after that. We got to see Call of Duty Cold War single player gameplay. Looks like more Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. It looks pretty.
It looks pretty. It looks better than some of the other campaigns. I like the idea of the car, like driving the little
the remote control car.
Remote control car.
That was so silly. I was like, what? I'm like, how is this remote control car going that fast? I'm like, I have played with remote control cars in my day, and they cannot outrun a Jeep. But I don't know.
It was silly, but I like that they're being creative. That like it's frenetic. It looks like it's like the motion's fluid. It's very Call of Duty. It's fun. If you're into that kind of stuff, action-packed Call of Duty gameplay, there it is. So it's fun to see. Then we got Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8 right after that. This trailer, Trev, didn't convince me like the first one did.
No, something about like the first one I was more intrigued and like interested in. This one seemed like some weird fairy tale. I don't know. It seemed weird. You're into these games though, like super.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to hear your take when this game comes out because I'm curious. I just don't know if I'm sold.
Yeah, prepared for it. It seemed narratively weird. You had like 2 kind of strange narratives, and then it turned into a cartoony thing, and then like
that's right.
It ends with like the new shopkeeper, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, what you buying? But it's not that. He's like says something else, but
something lamer. Dude, I'm excited with shopkeepers, all that stuff. It's showing me that yes, this is Resident Evil 4. It seems like the village idea. They're keeping that idea of Resident Evil 4's village from the beginning. Yeah, but it just didn't convince me. It wasn't as cool as the first time I saw it. So
sure.
That trailer. Still excited about this game, Resident Evil.
When I saw this, honestly, I thought they cut to a different game when they did like the Tim Burton-esque style whatever. I was like, whoa, what is happening? What am I seeing? A whole different game? Like that just seems so like it pulled me out of what was happening immediately. So I felt like that was maybe not a good move, but whatever.
I think they thought, oh, this is really cool. Isn't this fun? Everyone does this. No, don't do it, please. It's so weird.
Please no.
Then we got Deathloop, which who knows what this game
People are excited about it.
It looks cool. I just don't know what.
Well, so the way I've kind of heard how this game is. Well, I don't even know if it's the way I hear. It's kind of like, did you ever play any of the Hitman games? Hitman? Where like you have your target, and I think that you have a target, and then it's up to you on how you figure it out and make it happen. And then there's this like crazy story along the way, and you're being hunted as well. And something about like multiplayer where other people drop in or hunting you. It's pretty weird. I don't know. It looks cool though, but it seems like very open. Like, hey, this is your target. This is what you need to do, and you got to make it happen. You got to figure it out. And that type of stuff I think is super cool because you see some very creative stuff watching other people play these type of games.
This game will be coming to Xbox soon because these guys got freaking bought out.
Ooh,
we'll
spoiler.
talk about that soon. Yeah, spoiler. Deathloop, a PlayStation exclusive for now. We'll see how long that lasts. But I
exactly.
They have to keep with the contract, so I assume maybe they will keep with it.
My guess is that they probably will for probably stick with whatever
reasons.
contracts that were already in place. So
exactly, but still interesting nonetheless. So I'm interested in Deathloop. Want to just see them more like I just maybe need like a full on gameplay through it.
Yeah, like watch someone from start to finish. Okay, what does the level look like? What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. They always have fun combat, so it's interesting to see what they're doing there. DMC 5 is getting a digital upgrade coming to PlayStation 5. Looks good, I guess. I mean, it looks fine. Like
I know some people are super into them. Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm seeing that's so much cooler, but okay, you can get it on Xbox One Game Pass and try it out. DMC is fun. It's okay. Then we got Oddworld Soulstorm. They really are pushing this game.
They are.
Dude,
there's something about it that like, okay, this game, didn't it launch like the original one, Abe's Oddworld Odyssey or whatever it was, launch with the PS1?
I think so.
Because I remember when my friend across the street had one when I was a little dude, and that was the game that he showed me. And I'm like, this is a weird freaking game, but this game looks really cool. Like I like the idea of going back to more the old style, the 2D platform. There's a lot going on. It has this like twisted sense of humor, which I've always liked about the Oddworld games. But, it is kind of crazy. Like, they really are pushing this game, like, very hard. But I think maybe there's something to be, like, some kind of nostalgia kick for some people that, like, oh, I remember buying my PlayStation and playing an Oddworld game. Like, oh, cool, let's get the new one.
Yeah, that would be cool. I understand that. That's pretty cool. And I also have a sense they're trying any way they can to get a platformer on their system because they feel like they need to get Nintendo in some way because Nintendo's eating people's lunch. Right now, especially. Then we got Demon Souls Remastered. We got did I miss something? What's this one? Nothing.
Oh, this is the worst. Five Nights at Freddy's.
I know why I skipped it.
Yeah, we know now. Guys, we know. Well, let's move forward.
Five Nights at Freddy's. More of that if you're into that garbage. Demon Souls Remastered was not garbage at all. This freaking game
this looks good.
Amazing. The Blue Point Studios, those mofos know how to make some good-looking epic games.
They do.
This is amazing looking. If you're a Demon Souls or Dark Souls or any Souls, jump on in, baby. Get back into that water because this looks like it's going to be a good time. They showed us a lot of gameplay here, Trev. What are you thinking, man? As a Souls fan.
Well, I played a lot of games. I'm not like crazy deep in like some people. I have some friends that are so good at these games. I've dabbled. I really enjoy them. I think they're incredible. This gameplay session though, I found really funny because I'm like, this all looks way too easy. I would have died like 8 times by now. I'm like, this guy's just hacking and slashing. They got it on easy mode. What's going on here? But like this game looks next gen to me, Devin. Like when just the lighting and like the characters and the movement and everything that's happening on screen. Like when I was watching through this, I was like, this really does look like a new game. This doesn't look like something that could happen on current gen. I am so excited about this. What about you, Dev?
Yeah, dude, it looks so cool. I've tried. My problem is it's just a Souls game. I've tried with Dark Souls and I've tried with Bloodborne, and like they're fine. It's just not for me. And so I'm excited for it. For me, it bums me out because I love the aesthetic. I love the look.
It's so cool and dark and like it doesn't really even tell a story, but there's so much story in the world for you to explore and kind of experience, and you almost like start creating the story in your head of what's going on, which is really interesting. Initially I had a friend, and this was years ago, Landon. He's like, you need to get Demon Souls on PS3 or whatever it was. And so I went and got it, and I was like, dude, this game is hot trash. I'm like, this game sucks. Like, it's not fun. Everything is slow. Like, nothing is good about this game. There's no redeeming quality. Anyways, fast forward years later when I started getting into like Bloodborne and things like that, it clicked of how these games work and how they play. And it's about the progression of, okay, you don't have to do it all in one run. Like, go for a ways, collect a bunch of souls, go back and upgrade your stuff, like become stronger, and then push forward even further if you can. And once I figured out kind of the loop and how these games work, all of a sudden, like, it felt like my mind was open. I was like, I get it. These games are so cool. So I love that they are going to be doing this game justice, the game that really, I mean, like, people debate it, but like really started it all. So I'm glad that they're showing it some major love.
No, it's so cool. I believe also coming out day one nearby. Their dates were confusing because they didn't say much about them, but then later you can look up the dates for the game, and I swear the Demon Souls.
I don't know. Google it.
Guys. We're the Nintendo show. Sorry, we're not. And then.
Oh, and the biggest news: Fortnite coming to PS5. Fortnite. Who would have thought, dude?
Wow, this is about as exciting as that GTA news that was from the first one.
It'll have ray tracing though, Dev.
You already remember that? GTA 5 was the starter of that PS5.
That was the thing that kicked it off, Dev. That was awful.
Oh my God,
I found this was funny. I mean, like, obviously it's coming to the next generation console. That'd be stupid. Like, why would it not? I felt like that was a weird one to have in the conference, but you know what? There are a lot of people that would be very excited about that. So
yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Then we get into PlayStation Plus Game Pass thing.
Well, it like wannabe, like I felt like their arm was twisted to where they're like, we have to do something. And so explain what this is, Dev. This is
so essentially you're paying for PlayStation Plus, and they're going to give you PlayStation 4 games, a selection of PlayStation 4 games like God of War, Bloodborne, games that are, you know, the top exclusives for PlayStation, or some of the top exclusives.
Yeah.
And basically you can go through this collection that they've curated, just like Xbox does with Game Pass. The only difference, really, these are PlayStation 4 games, guys.
Yeah.
Xbox Game Pass is every game. Every new game that Microsoft makes is going to be their day one. And so that makes it not Game Pass, really. You know what I mean? We're not seeing PlayStation 5 exclusives right away. On this service, we're only seeing a selection of PlayStation 4 games. So I'm interested to see what. I mean, it's cool. You get some value, especially if you're not if you didn't own a PlayStation 4, you're getting free value. You're getting some extra games.
You get some extra stuff. Devin, I don't get it. I'm like, a lot of these games are like, where have you been? Like, if you've owned if you're buying a PS5, like, I just don't see that there being that many people that didn't have a PS4 before, and then this seemed like it was like just something to put on paper to be like, hey, look what we got for people. But most people have played a lot of these games.
And then you got Last of Us, which is a PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah,
I know it's the remastered version, but you got Last of Us. Why not put Last of Us 2 on there? Oh, it's because it's too soon. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like they're still wanting to make money from their games.
Yeah, of course.
$60. But Xbox isn't, of course. You know what I mean? Xbox is saying, screw it.
But this is a cool gesture to, like, you know what? Maybe you have played these. Come enjoy them. Like, here's some games for you to download. Since we're not going to have a ton at launch, so play some old games, because generations matter. Remember that statement, Devin? Yeah. Generations matter. So we want you to go back and play old games. I'm gonna harp on them about that, dude. Like, I felt like that was just a little slimy. Anyways, I'm excited. I add extra features to your service. I think this is maybe the beginning. I think that they really see Game Pass, because that has got such good press. I think that they are behind, and they're trying to put something together to combat with it, because like down the road I really feel like PlayStation Now and that type of stuff is going to kind of be bundled all into one. Some kind of bundle service, and I think that we'll see that in the next year or so, and kind of their version of a Game Pass, because I think that's such a cool service. That's such an awesome thing for their customers.
I think it's possible. I'm worried that PlayStation doesn't have as much money as Microsoft, and I don't think that they're willing to take the hit.
To take that kind of to hit.
Yeah, especially since they do so well. They have
true.
lots of good companies that make a lot of good exclusives, and so for them, they're like, well, we could take the hit, but maybe we will get their money anyways from PlayStation Online and do a little bit more as well with the games that are new, So,
sure.
Here's the prices. The prices came up. We saw.
Let's go back to that. I totally
wiggity wax. Oh baby, there it is. So there's the dates, and there's that weird clamshell baby.
Okay. Really so Devin, give us the prices, my friend.
Dude, the prices. This is the one. Everyone was intense. Me and Trevor were like, this might be a big boy. This might cost a lot. Well, it is for a PlayStation 5 digital. $399 for a PlayStation 5. $499. That is $500 and $400 US. Trev, prices. How do you think about them?
I think that's a great price. I think like this whole new generation is so weird. It is so strange, and with Xbox doing their kind of like split consoles with different performance levels, but then one's really cheap, which is very enticing, and then you have PlayStation where both are the same performance, but one's cheaper but not as cheap as the cheapest Xbox. It's really weird, but I really think these are great price points. $399, I think that one's going to be a super popular one. $499, your big boy to match the Xbox Series X with the disc drive, whatever. That's great. I was thinking, to be honest, because I'm like, dude, a disc drive costs max $50. Like a $449 and a $499. But I think what they see is like, hey, we're getting so much pressure. Like, how bad would it look if our console, our cheapest one, is $150 more than Xbox? I think that they were pushed to drop it to $399.
Yep.
And then, they're going to make it back in software sales anyways. Like, you take the $50 cut, and you're pulling in 30% off of every game bought through that console. Like, you're going to get that money back real quick. So,
yeah, the PlayStation. Yeah. So for me, another dirty thing, man. Another like back alley weirdness that I found out is PlayStation 5 digital.
Yeah.
There's a lot less copies of that around.
A lot less stock.
If you look at GameStop and other places, what stock they got, 80% of it was the PlayStation 5. The rest was the digital.
Well, and if
you wanted a digital like me, you are not getting a digital, bro.
Nope.
Not on this crazy stuff. Because, dude, let's just get into the nasty, gross, disgusting, way this whole went down with the pre-order system.
Let's do it, Dev.
They told you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Hey, don't even worry about it. This is the time that it's going to happen, and don't worry about it. It'll happen on this day. There'll be plenty of them. They're being flown in. It's all good. It's all great. You're all going to.
We got them on airplanes.
Yeah.
We got them on kayaks.
Yeah.
We got them on
baby.
Stagecoaches. Wells Fargo's delivering.
Any way you can. It's coming. And no. Walmart was like, oh, that sounds like a fun idea, but what if we just did it now?
That was stupid.
And they let it go. Everyone took it. I come in the next day, because I thought, oh, we're okay.
Yeah.
Come in the next day. Oh no.
They're all gone.
It's all gone, dude. All gone.
It was a train wreck. Like, you want to have, like, I just feel like it's so dirty. Like, it's like, all right, we're going to tell you the date and time. We want you guys to be prepared and know when you have a shot to try to get these, because these are going to be very popular. And the fact that, like, all these companies just started, like, willy-nilly, just, like, especially Walmart, man, their tweet that they put out, their whole, like, why wait? You might as well come and get it because we're freaking hillbilly rednecks. Like, it drove me nuts. Like, it just sucked because, like, honestly, I didn't even get a chance to even look and try. I wanted to. And it was just like, well, okay, never mind, JK. Obviously, like, there will be more down the road. It's not a thing that, you're not going to be able to get one.
Yeah.
There will be more put out. And then even after launch, leading up into December and whatnot, there will be more coming into inventory. But it was kind of a sucky experience, I'm sure. I had a very similar sucky experience with the RTX 3080 recently as well.
Oh, dude, yeah,
That's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
I just feel like I can't win, Dev?
No, yeah, dude, pre-orders this last week was the dumbest thing ever. It
Yeah.
just didn't work. And I'm really annoyed. Like, I'm really annoyed that there's not more digital PlayStation consoles.
I feel like they did it on purpose, too. I feel like
did PlayStation do this on purpose, or did GameStop do this
and Best Buy, and
yeah, no, because if they give you a digital, they're not getting any games.
No, they get nothing, and that's
nothing.
Like and even like with the stock on the Xbox Series S. Now again, these are all just, we don't know the actual numbers. This is just kind of hearsay and what's going on out there. But like, people buy these digital consoles. That's the last thing that GameStop or Best Buy or whatever gets from them, unless you need to go back in for a controller or something. They never see another penny, and so it makes sense. Like, I wonder if there's like a weird backroom deal. I think it's kind of like a red herring, being like, hey, on paper, hey, we have one that's $399, and everybody's looking for it. Yeah, we have a real cheap one, but no one can find it, and so everybody's just like, well, I gotta get one, so they get the more expensive one, So, but that $399 initially drew them in. I think that there's some dirty business there a little bit, but I mean, who's to say? We just don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, but it just seems there's just little, but yeah, it's just there's little behind your back things, like not saying that all the games that are these games that were heavily implied that they were PS5 games or PS4 games, and then it's the pre-ordering, and then it's like, oh, not all of the stock is quite fair, even if everyone wants a lot of people wanted this digital because it's cheaper, and no, so there's just like these little marketing little things that I'm like, maybe you're doing a little much marketing, trying to run around the people here. Then we got November, so it's coming November 12th, yes. And then pre-orders are done. So that's coming.
So just keep an eye out, people.
Yeah, just, keep your eye out. Let me and Trev know.
Yeah.
But again, there's moments, Trev, this generation is weird. There's moments in this generation that I'm like, do I want this now? Like, is this something that I really want to get anyways right now? Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, is there something that the Switch can offer me game-wise? And then I'm like, probably not, except for high rewards. And then I'm like, well, maybe I'll just buy games for my Oculus. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm quite ready.
All these games are just going to come out on current consoles. Steal your PS4 back from your dad.
Steal my PS4 back. My thing was, I thought we were done. I was like, Last of Us, and
you're like, hey, this is
Asian
done.
One will be the last one. Those are it. And so I was like, okay, then I'm done with my PS4. I'll let my dad have that, and I'll just grab a PS5. But now that I'm like, oh, I guess I got all these other games.
Yeah, so it's like you kind of missed out, like, because now it's like, well, I guess I could have potentially played these new games. It's kind of it does seem a little weird. We got a comment in our Twitch. Let me pull it up. It says from Hyrulean88, great name. I think this holiday season will be a struggle in getting a lot of these gaming items due to the populace having more dispensable income due to lack of travel, all that stuff. Also, we truly live in a scalper-centric culture. It's truly sad for true fans.
It really sucks. The scalping is ridiculous, especially when it comes to anything online. The fact that you have robots pulling these systems off, like people just are like, click, there are 3,000 systems now. It's a joke. And you're totally right, dude. It's so annoying. And I didn't even think about the disposable income in that way, because a lot of people are deciding not to travel as much.
Yeah.
Some people still kept their jobs during the thing, and they got extra Trump money or whatever it is.
Is it Trump money? Is that what they call it?
I think it's Trump money, but I think Trump money because he signed the check.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Personally, each one.
Yeah, he personally got his quill out, licked that bad boy, and let her go. It's the only thing he knew how to write.
Also, Devin, that was our cousin Jake. Holler at your boy Jake. What up, bro?
Hey, dude.
That's great.
That's exciting. No, you're totally right, Jake, man. That's exactly right. I can't stand that crap.
Scalper culture too. It sucks. It sucks because all these things are selling for so much more on eBay, things like that. It's like, people, please just like let people that really want it get it. Because like recently, my woes with the 3080, Devin, I was ready. I woke up early. There was like, hey, 7 a.m. our time. I had Best Buy and Nvidia, all the sites ready to go, checking things out, and I had notify things all turned on all the sites, never got a notification. It went instantly from notified to sold out. And I was just like, whoa, what? Like, I was ready. I was here. I'm ready to go. Yeah, and nothing. Here. And that was such a bummer. And it's because, you know, there's so many scalpers out there that are buying these things up, trying to make it flip a happy penny. Made me so mad, Dev. I was pissed.
Dude, yeah, this is rough. We need to get in some good news, man. Let's talk about the last big one that came from this direct. God of War.
Oh, dude. God of War. Ragnarok. What about that, dude?
Not a lot of information. Just got that low booming voice. You know, got your little ice thing. You got your sweet monks doing their doo-doo chanting crap. This I'm so excited for. Next year, if PlayStation hits these dates, is going to blow the crap out of Microsoft that year. Because all I can think is you're getting Forza for next year for sure, and a Halo game, hopefully. And that's it. Because there's no way Fable is ready by that time. You will see games, but I think for me, Trev, Xbox is going to look really, really good in 2020. But I think 21 is going to be rough.
In 2020? You mean 2022?
2022.
Okay, I'm like, they don't look good right now, bro.
No, sorry. 2. I'm thinking of all the twos. Yeah, dude, 2022, that's the year for Xbox. That's when I'm like, okay, you guys can compete with PlayStation. But PlayStation has a year, I think, a good cushion, like a year and a half, to be like, hey, Xbox, look at this. You know, look at this.
Totally.
If they do that with Ragnarok, dude, if they do that with Horizon Zero Dawn 2, if we see Ratchet and Clank that year, it's going to be hard for Xbox to compete with that.
I mean, those are some heavy hitters for sure. Yeah, and
especially within the first year.
Whew, yeah, like those are some. I mean, that's a reason to get a PS5 for sure. Is just those games. Like they really do. They've proven themselves. They don't have to go out and prove themselves like Microsoft has. Like Microsoft keeps acquiring studios, and there's not a lot to see from it yet. So they do have a lot to prove. And PlayStation, they've done it, and so people know that they're going to get these really high caliber games coming to that console. So I mean. Yeah, dude, for reals. I think the next couple of years for PlayStation are going to be pretty dope.
And if Final Fantasy 16 is in that also that year, it's over. You know, that's rough. That's hard. Let's see. If there's any last ones.
Did they say, wait, God of War is coming to PS4? Did they say anything like that? No?
See where your head is, dude. See where your head is now?
Well, the reason why I say that is because in our chat, someone said, Ghostbird said, can't wait to play God of War 2 on my PS4. And I know, I'm curious.
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't seen anything about that. But my brain is there. My brain is totally. Horizon looked really good. Trev, when we saw Horizon, we're like, that's next gen.
Yeah.
But it isn't. So God of War can also not be next gen. My brain is there, bro. My brain is there, man.
Yeah. He says that was just sarcasm. I think he was just trying to scare us.
Oh, you did. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did it.
That's where my heart is, though. That's where my brain is, dude.
Oh, man.
Let's see if there's any other questions. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we went through most of these. Yeah. Dude, in the end, it was a great event. Amazing event. Good job.
I was happy with it. Yep. I felt like, yeah, they really showed some cool stuff, got me excited, got me hyped, to the point where, like, I wasn't even thinking about pre-ordering one because I was like, yeah, I'm good. But then after that, I was like, oh, I'm interested now. You got my attention. I'm in. So it did its job, that's for sure.
I was in, and I was immediately out when I heard that it's all on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, Number two, what's going to do with this one? This came out today. Let's talk some good news about Xbox that will hurt PlayStation big time. Xbox acquires ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion. The move adds 8 more studios to Xbox. The studios being Bethesda, id Software, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, and more. Then we got the following game series, and these are big. We got Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Wolfenstein, Starfield, Prey, Dishonored, Evil Within, and more. This may be, Trev, the largest deal between two gaming giants ever to happen, ever.
Like, that's a big buy. That's a big buy.
It's a big buy. That's a big bite. That is a lot of studios. That is a lot of games, and these aren't little games, dude.
No.
This isn't Ninja Theory, dude. This is not Ninja Theory getting that little, Senua Sacrifice. Great game, but it isn't Skyrim, bro.
No, it's not Fallout, Bethesda. Doom. It's
not Fallout, Doom.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like these are heavy hitters. Like this is some big news, and this just recently dropped. And honestly, like when I saw that, I was shocked. I hope so. And I'm sure we'll get into this, but it makes me curious. So obviously, Microsoft has a plan, right? They're like, hey, we're buying them for a reason. Just like Sony owns studios, just like Nintendo, all these companies have these studios for a reason. Are they going to make it console exclusive and still do PC? Because if they took Bethesda games away from PC, that would be stupid. That won't happen. But hey, if all these new games and the old ones come to Game Pass, dude, I'm stoked. Like if all these games, like the next Bethesda game, like the next Elder Scroll game comes to Game Pass, I'm in, dude. Which it would have to, right? Because they've talked about how, all their first party.
They said all those games will. I think they even said it's going to be with launch. That those games, all the games they acquired from this would be going to Xbox or close to launch window.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing all of those on Game Pass.
Yeah.
With in fact, Trevor, we got EA access on Game Pass as well.
Right. That was another big one.
That Game
service.
Game Pass is it's not even a question, dude.
No.
It's not a question.
And so I love Microsoft, I love Xbox, I love all these companies. Like I really just enjoyed video games in general. Tomorrow opens up the pre-order for Xbox consoles, so the Series X and S tomorrow morning. And I decided, and we've had family meetings, family discussions.
Big one, baby. You have how many Xboxes in the house?
So right now we have 3. One died, and so we are now ready to upgrade. My boys are ready for a new machine. We're gonna get 3 Series S's and a Series X. So tomorrow morning, I am clicking away. I'm gonna see what I can do to get some stuff ready for Christmas. Is kind of the game plan. So hopefully the boys aren't watching this. But that's the plan, and I think the reason why, because this would have been such a great turning point for us to maybe switch to PlayStation or something like that, and we had to talk about it, and we're just like, man, Game Pass is what is going to push us. For me, buying games for that many consoles, like 2 Game Pass subscriptions takes care of all 4 of our consoles, and so we get all the games, we'll do our thing, it's super awesome, and it ends up saving us a lot of money in the long run. There's a lot of games for my kids to play, a lot of games for me to play, so that's the direction that I'm going. Obviously I will get a PS5 at some point, but that is game plan. So
but that would be for you. So dude, that makes sense. And what blew my mind just barely is that if you're a family like you, Trev, that $300 console is a freaking blessing, bro.
Yeah.
Instead of like 4 or 500s, you're cutting the price down right there. And Game Pass,
and they play on 1080p screens anyways, and the fact that they're still going to get ray tracing, they're still going to get this crazy fast refresh rate, they're going to get solid state, like it's going to be such a huge upgrade for them. Their minds are going to be blown, and they're going to be excited. I'm going to be playing on my 4K monitor with the X and things like that. But but the thing is, I'm excited about it. Hopefully, wish me luck in my adventures tomorrow, because I'm going to have to be refreshing a lot, like Jake said. He's like, better be ready to smash that refresh button. I know, right? So I have I don't know how do bots work. Someone teach me. But but that being said, though, this is really cool news. There's some great stuff coming to Microsoft. I think I want to see them compete more with like their exclusives to push Sony even further and have that healthy competition back and forth. But this was a crazy get. I think we will still see a lot of these games still come multi-platform possibly though.
I think for a little
bit, huh?
Concern. I'm like, do they want to fight the way we want them to fight? I'm like,
I don't know.
With Game Pass and the things they're doing, I'm like, I feel like they're trying to be Netflix. And Switch is trying to be its own handheld, and PlayStation just feels old. Like it wants to be what it was.
Yeah.
And Xbox doesn't feel like that anymore. So I have these moments where I'm like, maybe like this is just for Game Pass, and like they're fine to like give. So the good thing of having an Xbox is you get these games for essentially $10, and then they can give all the games to PlayStation. You have to pay the full 60 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So like Bethesda, like holding back a freaking, Elder Scroll game, the next one, Elder Scrolls 6.
That would be crazy. Like
people would storm.
Yes,
people would come to you.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's what you want. And for me, that makes sense. That's what you would want.
I mean, as a company, wouldn't, right? You'd be like, we bought these. This is ours now.
I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, are they just in it for the money now? Are they like, okay, I'm fine because if we're selling on the PlayStation, it doesn't matter because it's our place too.
Yeah.
So who cares? We're just getting more systems. We're getting twice the systems sold. But
yeah,
I don't know for them.
Because like we've said, I don't think they're necessarily like so focused like Sony is on like we need to sell consoles. They're just like, nah, dude, like wherever you have virtually a screen, a computer, whatever, sign up for our service, give us some money, we'll let you play some games. And then if they release these games as well on PlayStation, like you said, get the full $60, $70, whatever it's going to be. Like, I mean, that would make sense business wise. Cause I don't think that they necessarily care if you buy it on one or the other because they're still going to be making the money.
Making money. Yeah. Exactly. And that's my thing. I wonder if after all is said and done, Xbox might be making more money than everyone else because they have that Netflix subscription service, and maybe that's what's pushing them ahead of everyone else. But they just don't.
It's possible.
I just want it said and done. I don't know, but dude, if they make those exclusives, that's Doom, Wolfenstein. Freaking those alone are huge gets. Then you got all the Bethesda Fallout garbage, all that stuff. The new freaking Star.
Yeah, Starfield looks. I mean, like I'm so curious about. I want to know what that is, and you're right. There's so much, and one last point from Jake. He's like, maybe they'll do like they'll put like a timestamp on it. They'll be like, hey, we got the exclusive on Xbox or Game Pass or PC or whatever it is for a year, and then we release it on the other consoles to at least maybe push people the way of like a Microsoft console or going PC, like getting away from PlayStation. So that's a really good point, Jake.
Yeah, it's not bad. Anyways, lots of crazy cool news. That is awesome. PlayStation, Xbox are really kicking into gear. We're actually getting into the final run here, Trev. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see if you get a Series X. I think I might get it.
Well, next week I might be really disappointed. Yeah, do it, dude.
Yeah, I might give it a little taste.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know. It's so exciting. I love this time of year. I love new consoles. This is great stuff. So
it's an awesome time of year, but like also it seems more chaotic than normal, and I don't know if it has to do with like COVID and just the situation everything's in. It just seems crazy and weird and not organized, and I felt like I knew exactly when things were happening prior generations that I could really plan and prepare and be ready for it, and it just seems crazy. And with like the internet now just being so available, which I love, like for purchasing, it also is like anybody can shoot for it and then flip them, so it's tough, but I will regale all of you with my stories next week.
Definitely, dude. That's awesome. Okay, well, releases Nintendo wise, we got Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and The Long Dark. Check those 3 games out. I think they're all 8 or above at least, so those are all good games to check out on the Switch. All great indies. Other than that, Trev, let's just finish her off. Everyone, thanks for watching us here on Twitch. Make sure to visit our website at nintendoshow.com. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. Go and rate us and share our podcast, which is on iTunes and any other podcast service of your choice. Other than that, that's it. It's been a great show, dude. It's been fun talking.
It has.
All video games. This has been a fun episode. So thanks, everyone. You're the best. Thanks for your support. It really helps out a lot. And until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.